Apple recently announced the MacBook M4 Air, and I have MacBook M3 Air over here on the left and the M4 on the right. They basically look identical. There is no difference other than the color that I can sort out. So if these were the same colors, I could possibly not tell them apart. This isn't a particularly bad design, but you can see that this M4 laptop over here is blue. Well, Apple probably thought that hey, most people like space gray ones, so let's discontinue it. Let's have it in blue. And that's pretty annoying. And I really like the color space gray. It's been there for a while. Blue would be a color that most people would get it because they have to. So space gray, you see, didn't really attract many fingerprints. It looked clean and it was easy to maintain. So is the silver one over here. Most people prefer that as well. The anodized black one, we all know that it attracts a ton of fingerprints. Whether you like it or not, Apple says that they have put on a coating that is supposed to prevent this. But I still see the problems where people still have fingerprints on their black laptops, especially the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro. The golden one, I really don't like. So here we are, we have the blue one, right? So again, if I am to close both of these, you can see that they are basically identical. And the blue is so faint that you can actually mistake it for a silver one. Here you can see we have the silver one. You can ever so slightly tell the blue apart, but overall it's the same thing. On both laptops, because the design is same, we have the headphone jack on the left, and if I flip it around, here you can see we have the type C ports and a MagSafe 3 port for charging. So the type C ports over here are actually Thunderbolt 4, so that is great. You can actually even charge your laptop from there, and that is about it. Now the 3.5mm headphone jack is always a welcome feature. I am glad that Apple hasn't yet taken it away from the MacBooks, and I hope that they don't do that for a long time as they did with the iPhones, right? Now with these MacBooks, even the inside layout is going to be the same. When compared to M1, the keyboard is a bit different because even the function keys you can see over here are the same size as the normal keys, and the Touch ID is also integrated right over there. So it looks much more cleaner and it's easier to access, no fumbling about over there. The trackpad on both laptops are nice and big, but the tactile feel over here is better. It makes a bit of a clicky sound than this. Obviously, both of them have haptic trackpads, so the clicks are quite different. You can actually tell them apart, and that could be one of the big things for the trackpad. I actually like the M3 ones better. So another thing that has changed on the inside is the webcam. So the M3 Air actually got a 1080p camera, and that is about it. But with the M4, now you get a Centerstage camera. The Centerstage camera, well, wherever you move around, the camera is not going to try to follow. It won't do that physically, but it has software which will actually make you look like. So if I am to open the FaceTime app, so if I am to move around, here you can see the camera is actually going to track me. So there you go, it's going to move around. Because I am not actually calling anyone, it's not showing me my full face. So let's make it a bit bigger. And here you can see if I am to move about, it's actually going to try and follow me. So that is the Centerstage camera. You can also have Deskview. So to access Deskview, you can just go to the top green arrow and click on Deskview, and it's going to start a new window. So Deskview is a bit of a quirky feature. I am not really a fan of it. It is overexposed, the picture is not clear, and it's distorted. But if you were to use your iPhone with it, then it makes a big difference. So again, over here, if I try to do it, here you can see with the camera, it won't open. Okay. So on the M3, you don't actually get any of that. I don't think it's a big deal. Centerstage camera, again, I don't think many people want your cameras tracking you. So that is fine. That could be a deal breaker for some, not for many. Now the display is great. Both of the laptops get your 2K plus display. So your resolution is actually going to be 2560 by 1664. So that is going to be the case with both, and that is the case even for the M2 Mac. And I am not complaining about it. The displays are great. The layout looks good. It's minimalistic. You have more screen real estate than bezels. So that's great. I have nothing to complain about it. So the specs on these Macs are Both of them have 24 gigs of RAM and 512 SSD. So both of them have been upgraded, while the M3 actually has a maximum of 24 gigs of RAM, so it's actually maxed out on RAM. But the M4 over here is 24 gigs, but it could still go up to 32. So I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but if you were to get a 32 gig MacBook Air, why not go for the Pro? So that is my question. But which one should you buy is something I'm going to address in a bit. So these were all the features. So I will also show you some benchmark tests. So I am going to start off with Blackmagic disk speed, because both of them you see have 512 gigs of SSD. So which one is actually going to be faster? Is it going to be any different? That is something that we need to address, because the M4 chip after all is faster. Now before we start this, I should tell you that the M4 chip already comes with 10 cores. By default it's going to come with 10 cores, and the M3 by default is going to come with 8 cores, and that is all you can get with the M3. Now if you are to upgrade any of these laptops with the SSD or the RAM, you will actually get 2 more cores for your GPU. So the base models of both laptops are going to come with 8 cores of GPU. So anything you upgrade, it's automatically going to go to 10 cores. Well, there is an upgrade where you can upgrade just the GPU cores for a few bucks, but I don't really think it's worth it. I would rather say you get an SSD upgrade rather than the RAM, especially if you are a MacBook Air user. I don't think you need more RAM than SSD unless it's the M3. M3 actually comes with 8 GB of base RAM, which honestly is disappointing given that it came last year. It's disappointing. Had it come out 2 years ago, I would have said it's alright. Let's start with the M3 first. So I'll start it. So great speed for the first one, 3300 for write and about 3000 for read. Does that still be the case after a few tries or a few runs? I can already see the speed coming down. So the speed is going to come down as you use it. The more things you try to run on it, the speed may vary. So I can see that the write speed on the M3 is quite good, about 3000 to 3100, sometimes 32, 3300. So that is all you are going to get with this. But let's go with the M4. So does the M4 chip actually make any difference, because the SSD is same, remember? So let's start. So right away we have 3400 megabits or megabytes actually. Read is 28. 3400 seems quite consistent. 3000 for read this time. 3400 again, very consistent. And 3000 is very consistent. So as you can see, the scores vary quite a bit. So M3 obviously is a bit slower and the M4 is quite a bit faster. Now from your day-to-day activity, you won't really notice this. If you are just to use tabs on your browser and that is it, then this really won't matter to you. A few hundred megabytes isn't going to make a world of a difference to you. Now I'm going to also run Speedometer 3.1. So in case you like a bit of coding with Java, that is going to be great for you. So again, here I'm going to start off with the Speedometer 3.1 test on the M3. I'm going to give it 3 tries and we'll claim the biggest or the highest score that we are able to achieve. Initially, I think it's a worse score, and then in the second or third try, it probably is a good score. And this could vary. So 42, it's actually a good score, especially compared to the tower Windows PC that we use. It scores about 37. So it really puts that computer to shame. The one tower PC that we have comes with RTX 3060 series, I believe. 32 gigs of RAM. So great processor. So this again is 44. So not bad. Should we give it a third try? Let's do it. And let's see what we get this time. Let's go with 44 on that one. Let's go with the M4 this time. Let's hit start test. We'll give 3 tries to this as well. This is moving a lot faster than the M3 already. That is 50. That is a very good score. So here you can see we have 43 and on the right we have, so 50 is currently the highest score that I've seen on the M4. Let's give it 2 more tries and let's see. So the M3 is currently on Sequoia 15.3, while the M4 is on Sequoia 15.4. Do you want to see what's new in 15.4? I could make a video on it. Do let me know in the comments for it. Oh, that is a good score. We have 0.2 more. Let's give it one more try. I think it's still gonna go around the same score. Ooh, it's gone further up. I almost want to give it a fourth try. Let's do it. Let's do it on both actually. We'll do it simultaneously. Start test. So about the same, I would say, 0.1 less, and it's gone back up. So 44 on this, 50 on this. So you can hopefully understand. My old Windows laptop with the 8th gen processor i5 actually scored a massive 9 points. So good for coding, I guess. So that is one thing. I'll also show you some snippets of Cinebench. So Cinebench is going to be great for 3D rendering if you are going to use it for that. Let's start Cinebench on both. I actually have run Cinebench before as well, but I'd like to show you. And I'm also going to open Activity Monitor to go in a bit deeper. So Activity Monitor on both is running. So I have started the Activity Monitor as well. So let's go with the single core one over here. So we have single core. Let's start. Ooh, Mac M4 has actually started off right away. I am going to show you the activity monitor. Here you can see right away, Cinebench is taking about 136% of the CPU. Now let's zoom back to 100%. And is it the same over here? Yeah, it's about 101%. So it's about 101%. Let's load up the graphs as well per processor. Again, the M3 is 8 core and the M4 is 10 core. So that is important to us. Because I ran it before, it's actually going to show me all of them green. Green actually means that that particular processor or that particular core is actually being used. So on the Mac M4 here you can see we have lines. So why do we have lines on 4 performance processors rather than just one? Because this after all is a single core test, right? Well, it's going to check out all of the performance cores, but Mac likes to manage it. So every once a while it's going to keep hopping cores, and that is the main reason why it goes to 101%. So you are not using more than the entire CPU. It is just that one core that is being used to 100%, and the 1% of it is the rest of the CPU that is managing which core that load is going to go to. So very interesting on that. And that is going to be the same for the M3 as well. So here you can see we have spikes on all the 4 performance cores. So you can see two efficiency cores more on the M4 than on the M3. So I actually already know the scores for this, so you can already see them on the screen. The M3 will actually give you about a score of 1800. So for single core, it's going to be 2160. So that is a big gap, especially for a single core score that is about 300 points off. So how does this really affect you, right? This is going to affect you if you're opening up a ton of browser tabs or just consuming multimedia and everything like that. So it is going to matter. But let's go to the multi-core as well. So let's hit start on the multi-core and let's see how this graph starts to hop. So it's going to effectively take up all the cores and not just 1 or 2 cores. So even though the M4 has efficiency cores, 2 more efficiency cores, it is going to be faster because after all it is still 2 more cores. So here you can see all of them are going completely green. And if I go to activity monitor again, here you can see this time around we have 966%, and this is about 770 or 760. Yeah, this is about 750 to 760. So all of the processor cores are going to be used. Again, 8 core, 10 core. So that is going to be a big difference. At the end, you can see the scores on your screen. The M3 is quite a bit ahead. Again, it scored 11,000, which is great. When compared to the M3, I think it could go beyond, but it could go beyond in the Mac Mini or the MacBook Pro. So the M4 is quite a bit faster. You saw all the performance reviews, how it performs. The CPU for both these are around the 567 keys, so you may, if you ask too much of it and it starts throttling, it is going to heat up. So you may feel a bit of warmth in the 567 key area, but otherwise it's fine. So let's come to the main question. Which one should you buy, right? These are great machines. So if you are just looking for a computer to take down notes in college and school, both of these are going to do great. They both come with great battery lives. Apple claims about 18 hours of them. The M3 comes with 53 watt hours, while the M4 comes with 58 watt hours. So in real life, the M4 is going to last a bit longer compared to the M3. But does it really make a big difference? That is up to you. But who should buy the M3 and who should buy the M4? Now, the M3, if you get it for a great deal, I think it really could be a great laptop. It has the same number of speakers. Both of them get 4 speakers, unless you go for the 15-inch ones. In that case, you get 6 speakers. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. I think the M1 speakers are better actually. That point aside, I think if you're just going for a laptop for a long term, I think you should just get the M4 and forget about it. I do think you should expand the SSD, and if you really need the RAM, you should go ahead with the RAM. Macs are really well optimized and they could just work for days. So yeah, what do you think of these laptops? Do let me know in the comments. Do you have any other doubts? Do let me know in the comments as well. See you in the next video, guys. Like, share and subscribe.